The Fargo Five. I'm Conrad Fargo. You're going to discover the authentic stories of the extraordinary people that define our north of normal metro. Today we have Sam Koskey from MWC Advertising. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Conrad. Thanks for having me.
This has been a long time coming. I've known you for almost a year now? It's been almost.
About that, yeah.
You joined Small Business Connect, which is the networking group du jour for me. That's my favorite one. We do that every Friday morning. We had coffee a while ago, and if I remember, your story, how you got here, it's not exactly a straight line.
No, it's not. It's a lot of ups and downs, but it's been a fun ride.
Where do we start? Because it's retail that you used to be in, right?
Yep, I was in retail for 13 years.
And that was, when did that, so that was your first job, or that was kind of the big career that you had, because it was 13 years?
It was kind of my first job. I was right out of high school. I was actually working 2 jobs at the time. But it got me into where I wanted to be at career-wise. So it was definitely a starting point.
Yeah, and where was that? That was at Macy's, right?
It was at Macy's, yep.
See, I can remember details. I can't remember people's names, but I can remember details.
Yeah, I started there as an on-call flex person, just picking up any hours I possibly could in any department that I possibly could. And then eventually, over the 10 and a half years I was there, I worked my way into management as a signing lead. So then I had to be at the store every morning at 5 a.m. to put up all the signs and get the place ready for sales and
so rough hours.
Anything. Yep.
And when did it end with Macy's for you?
It actually ended in 2020. February 2020.
It was COVID related, wasn't it, or no? Just around then.
Yep, it was just around then. 2 years prior to that, I was bumped up to another supervisor position, so I was actually the manager of the whole entire jewelry department.
Oh wow.
And the company went through some restructuring, and they laid off me and everybody in my position across the country, along with multiple other people, and then including even store managers.
That is the start of a lot of people's stories. I got laid off, and then.
Yep.
I got laid off, and then. And so what did you do from there?
Well, from there, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
My options were I could either stay with them and go back to what I was doing before with the 5 a.m.s, or I could go to Barnesville and run that jewelry department there, but didn't want to move. And so I took my severance after 10 and a half years, got a pretty good chunk of money out of that.
Nice.
It took some time to really figure out what I wanted to do. And my husband's like, well, there's a Gunderson's that just opened in Fargo. Why don't you go check them out?
And what's Gunderson's?
So Gunderson's is actually a family-owned local jewelry store.
Okay, so back into jewelry.
Yep, they're based out of Sioux City. I didn't think that I wanted to get back into jewelry, but then when I went onto their website, kind of relit the fire a little bit.
Yeah.
When I got to see the brands that they're working with and the fact that I knew about a lot of the brands that they already had.
Uh-huh.
So I ended up being there for 2.5 years, and our life completely changed before I left Macy's, but then it also changed again when we welcomed my little boy into this world, and priorities changed. I'm like, yep, I can't do weekends anymore.
Yeah, having kids changes stuff.
Yep, I can't do weekends anymore. So, and I was just burnt out of retail.
Yeah.
Just totally burnt out.
Enough of it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So went into a job change, and then I actually have a degree in sales marketing and management.
Oh, really? Where's that degree from?
M-State.
Okay, and then so even though you got that degree, you were at Macy's. Macy's, that was just kind of a continuation of a career that you were working through college?
Basically. I actually started my whole marketing and management and everything in DECA in high school, and kind of found my love for entrepreneurship and just the business side of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So then continued that all the way through high school, and then actually once I graduated from M-State is when they actually promoted me at Macy's to the jewelry specialist, and then I got to work my way up from there as well.
Okay, so your degree helped you in Macy's,
Yep.
but maybe wasn't using it so directly?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I did get to use a lot of it with the management side of it, and obviously the sales part of it. But then it was always like the marketing where couldn't do a whole lot with it because I had to really do what they wanted me to do and what I only could do, which was basically just plan and get the word out there as much as I could for like different trunk show events or any type of different event that we had going on. So I got to do that a little bit. But when I made the choice to leave retail, I was doing some research and came across MWC Advertising.
Okay.
And the fact that I pretty much get to build my own business under that umbrella, and I, fully work with my clients on a one-on-one basis, get to help them really focus in on their businesses and what we can do to help increase and grow them.
Well, so you're shopping around, you're sitting on severance, you've kind of got some time.
Yep.
How is it that you heard about MWC? Was it you were just looking on Indeed
Pretty much.
or okay? And so they had a job posting.
Yep.
But you said you did some research. So the research was just everything that was in the job posting, or you
Yeah.
did kind of a deeper dive, or you just kind of took that leap of faith and went over and said, I like what you're selling.
I obviously looked at what they had posted on their Indeed, but then also I did some more research on the company itself and found
Yeah.
out that it is actually a family-owned company, been operating for over 75 years in general, actually even probably longer than that. But we are also owned and operated by a Lisbon native too. So
And how long ago was that?
I've been there for almost 2 years.
2 years. And so how has the job kind of grown, or what was the first day like, and how is that way different from what it's like now? Like what I haven't had a job in 13 years, so I have no idea what it's like getting one.
The first day was a little chaotic. It was a lot of papers, a lot of paperwork, meeting everybody, and then obviously getting my office and all of that stuff situated. I would say it was more like, instead of a first day, it was like the first week. Because at that point is when I got to go around and meet all of my on-air talent and everything, and then also meet everybody else in the building, kind of figure out and get to learn more about what everybody else does. And
So you've met every one of the DJs that works there.
oh yeah.
Okay, so you're not impressed meeting me. I mean, usually the star power is a little bit much for some people. They go, oh, it's Conrad Fargo. Oh my goodness! But you're used to it by now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then you get to meet everybody, and they just kind of turn you out to the world, or do they give you? How did they prepare you? Or
There was
what
some
did
training with
Yeah.
my boss and with a couple of my coworkers and everything, but for the most part, I mean, with what I do, you have to kind of just learn as you go.
Yeah.
There really is no good way of doing a proper type of training,
Yes.
just because every situation is going to be different. Every
Sales
client's
is,
different.
sales is a bear.
Oh yeah, sales is a heap itself.
People who don't have experience in sales just don't have an idea of it, because it's not. There's a couple ways you can go about it. You can either go the super sales route, where you're just like a telemarketer, and sometimes even in person you're a telemarketer, like just this high pressure scripted, like just churning and churning and churning and churning. I suspect that's not really the kind of sales that this is. So yours would be the other kind, which is more relationship sales.
That's exactly what our entire company is all about.
Which is beautiful. It's great.
Yeah. We focus on really making sure that we can connect and build those relationships, and truly, really, we have the customers, their hopes, their aspirations, and their interests at heart. That's what we focus everything on. Everything that we do revolves around the client and what we can do to make it better for them.
And so, when I got, so I'm a realtor. Every time I say I'm a realtor, I have to say I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties. I have to say, when I became a realtor, what surprised me was how independent it is, truly independent. It's you get your license, they teach you the technical back ends, and then it's okay, you bring us some people. Nobody gives you nobody, you gotta, it's your circle. Is it kind of all up to you to go scare up leads at MWC, or are they giving you people, or is it maybe kind of a blend? I'm just kind of curious.
I mean, we have an internal list that of companies or businesses or whoever that have been on previously, aren't on now type thing, or whatever the case may be. Basically, anybody's not working on, isn't working with the client on, then we have that list that we can go off of. But otherwise, we are fully on our own, all of us, every day, finding, prospecting.
That's wild.
Everything.
That is that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So probably, if you're like me, probably going out and doing things like puzzles and beers, or maybe the puzzle circuit. Those are probably as much work as they are fun for you. Would you say that?
Oh, 100%. Even my networking groups.
Yeah.
I've taken on leadership in both of them. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't put a lot of time into it, but what I do put into it, you can definitely tell.
Absolutely.
And plus, then, I don't know, like I feel like it also just gives me a little bit more of that credibility
Yep.
with those people that come into those networking groups too.
Well, and it's a long-term thing with those relationship things.
Yep.
So one thing, and our next segment is going to be the Fargo Fun. So we'll take a break and come back to that. Is the puzzle circuit that is kind of a newish thing, and so I want to hear all about that right after our break. So don't go nowhere.